So what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel once again. You know I appreciate having you here. Now I'm out on a new first impressions ride. This is the brand new 2019 FIREBLADE, the CBR1000RR, and it's had a few changes for this year, so stick around for this video. Right, first of all, while we're going a little bit slowly, let's get the formalities out of the way. Thank you very much to Doble's Motorcycles once again for letting me have the drop on this motorcycle. If you are in the area of Coulsdon, go and check them out. I shall leave the link to their website below, so go and check that as well. And I shall also leave the link for the full specifications for this bike from Honda down there. I just ride these bikes, tell you what I think of them, and try and tell you a little bit about them. About myself, 6'2", 17 stone, long in the leg, wide in the shoulders, and that's just so you know where I'm coming from when it comes to things like ergonomics and stuff like that, how I get on with the bike. So the plan is ride up to Box Hill, take a few lanes, and when we get there we're going to have a walk round and go a little bit more in depth into the bike and have a little look at some stuff. Can't go mad, one, because my talent doesn't allow it, and two, this is literally straight off the bench. The tyres have those chalk marks on it. Thank you very much, you're a lovely lady. The tyres have those chalk marks on it, as I said, so it's very, very slippery, and this is a powerful bike. I've got all the idiot settings set to whatever it is, it's mode 3, so it should help me out. Engine braking's minimal, it's got wheelie control, it's got traction control, it's got power modes. So I've got everything on here to help me out, but it doesn't mean I can go banzai, does it? But we can still have a little bit of a play. Although the tyres are not going to be the greatest, when they warm up, they will give me a little bit of stickiness. I'm not sure which tyres they are. Again, when we do the walk round, we'll have a little look. Let's get the ergonomics out of the way, because this is a bad point for me, being my height, my weight, my build. I'm not built for sports bikes. I would say I'm built for comfort, not speed, but I'm not even built for that. I'm just built for bigger bikes, and this is quite small. Although, having said that, my legs very rarely feel uncomfortable on any bikes. Even though I've got long legs, my legs tuck right under the tank and they're nice, and it is pretty comfortable. The only problem with that is my gentleman plums are sitting right on the tank, so I can feel every little bump. So by the end of this ride, I might not be able to have any more children. But leg-wise, on the whole, pretty comfortable. Arms and wrists, you know I don't like this position, and I'm starting to feel it already. It gets uncomfortable, but as I've said on many rides, you get used to bikes over time. It's because I'm coming straight from an Africa Twin to this, that's why it feels uncomfortable. But if you're used to sports bikes, this won't be a problem. Actually, for a sports bike, it's got quite a lot of room. I can wiggle backwards and forwards. The guy in front thinks I'm having sex with a tank, but it has got a lot of wiggle room on this seat. Dash is nice and clear. Obviously, being a TFT screen, you can see it. The speedo's not working properly, as you can see, but we'll have a proper look round at that when we stop up and have a walk round. Mirrors, can't see anything, can see my elbows. I've said in many videos before, I've got really sexy elbows, so it's not a bad thing for me. But if you're looking to actually see behind you, you're not going to see a lot. You have to lift your arm up and look. Suspension wise, over this bumpy roads are very bumpy. You might be able to hear it in my voice, but it is a sports bike, and this is not really the road you should be testing it on. But it's not too bad. They are adjustable, front and rear. I haven't adjusted them. This is how it came out the shop. So if you're in the knowledge and you know what you're doing, you can play around with them, set them up how you want them. I've got to get in front of this car. Oh, she certainly is quick. She's got a bit of poke on. I mean, I wasn't even sort of like gunning it then. I wasn't ripping the throttle then. I was just touching it and it was going. I believe this bike's touching 190 brake horsepower, so it's no slouch. I'm not sure of the top speed. We're not going to get that today. But oh, Jesus Christ, this is fun. Even on these crappy roads, this is fun. I can feel the back just starting to twitch a bit because it's bouncing around on this suspension. As I said, these are really, really bumpy roads. Oh my God, this bike is fast. Oh, brakes are really good considering this is brand new. They pulled me up quite well then. I forgot about that little chicane bend, and I know it could get muddy. Probably not even hitting the power bands. Because I'm so used to short shifting on my bikes, being twins. Gotta be careful on these tyres. Oh, full nuts into the tank on that braking. Brakes are pretty good. Gearbox is nice and precise, you know what it's doing. I believe it's got a slipper clutch on this, so the downshift is not as brutal as if it was a normal clutch. So that's nice, you can just bang it down and it stops that back wheel from locking up. I'm not sure if it's got a quick shifter. Nope, it hasn't. I just tucked my foot under and tried to pull it up, but there's a little bit of resistance there. So this hasn't got a quick shifter, but I'd be pretty sure there's one in the catalogue for it. Just feels really tight, feels really nice. A really well made bike, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Honda, would you really? You wouldn't expect bits to rattle. I'm not a sports bike fan, as you guys know, but I do feel alive on it. It's making me feel good. It's making me want to go fast. Is that a good thing? I'm not sure. Ah, it's got no fuel. Right, it's a good job we're going past this fuel station. I can pull in and put some gas in, some petrol. You know, so just put £5 of fuel in it, and it's still showing up as low. Comes up there. It hasn't got a fuel gauge, but it comes up as low, and your petrol light comes on there. That's weird. Not sure why the light hasn't gone off. Doesn't make any sense. Hopefully we won't run out of fuel. Ah, now the light's gone off. Takes a little while to catch up. Right, so back on the ergonomics, the bars to peg to seat ratio is pretty good for this type of bike. I've been on more extreme bikes. As I said, these are not the most comfortable bikes you'll ever be on. The seat is actually quite comfortable, it's not too bad. But then again, I'm taking most of the weight on my wrists, which is okay if you're a teenager because you exercise those quite a lot. But when you get to my age, they get slightly weaker. So we're going to take this on more sweepy roads than I normally go on. Not down these little country lanes. These are more open roads. Hopefully there's less traffic. There seems to be a lot of traffic out today. I don't know why, but there is. They're just here to get in my way. But at least we get to see what it's like in traffic. And I'm guessing it's not going to be that good. Well, it's not going to be that comfortable, especially for me. As I said, if you're used to sports bikes, then this is no problem. But if you're used to being comfortable, this is probably not the best bet. But it is surprisingly easy to ride slow, as in low down in the gears. It's very torquey. It's very, very smooth. I mean, I always say this about inline fours, but they are. They're very smooth. Let's just tuck it in here for the commuter. See, you can commute on it as well. It's easy. Everything's easy. I'll tell you what, the brakes are really, really good. That front brake, I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I haven't used it in anger, and I don't want to use it in anger. It has got ABS, obviously, standard, front and rear, but I don't really want to use it. But I'm just saying, it's got a nice bit of feel to that front brake. I read in the bump that when you shut off the throttle, when you go from full throttle to off, there's a 45% reduction in the time it takes to get those revs to drop. And that's quite a big thing. I'm not sure whether we're going to feel it on this test ride or if I can actually feel it at all. But evidently, once you shut that off, it drops the rev range in 45% less time. Like that. But then I haven't got engine braking on. Engine braking's on 1. I'm not sure if that's the highest or the lowest. We don't know. You know what I'm like with research. I kind of look at it, but kind of don't. It's about the riding, it's about the first impression, it's about how I get on with it, it's about how I feel about it. If you want a journalistic review, there's going to be plenty out there. I'm sure many of these will be on the track when they're reviewed. So this is from a road rider's point of view, and not even a fast one, not even a good one. There we go. New tyres, boy, new tyres. She has got some poke and I'm not even wringing its neck. She's a beauty. This engine is lovely. It's got so much grunt. I think it's 114 Newton meters of torque. I read that. I don't know whether that's good or not. I read it. Certainly feels good. This is the problem I have with sports bikes. I can't actually tuck under that screen. There's no way I could get down there and under that screen. That's where being short comes in handy. I'm taking full wind blast in the face. You could probably hear that. And the fact that I have to shout a little bit is telling you how much noise I'm getting in my crash helmet at the moment. I'm just rolling around in 6th gear. I'm not even changing down. This is fantastic. Am I becoming a sports bike fan? I don't know. I don't know. Not as an only bike. There's no way I can live with one of these as an everyday bike. But I'll tell you what, it's bloody good. It really is bloody good. Still rolling in that 6th gear. And no need to change down. I've not had any problem with these tyres so far. They're gripping better than I thought they would. I thought they'd skit about a bit more, twitch a bit more. But obviously the systems on this bike, the computer systems on this bike is doing wonders for keeping that all in line. It's making me feel better than I am, to be honest. It's probably flattering me as a rider. As I said, I'm not the greatest rider, I'm not the fastest, never claim to be, never will claim to be. I'm just a guy that rides bikes on road. Sometimes I ride a little bit fast, but mainly I ride quite slow. But I do like to have fun. And I tell you what, this bike has that in bucket loads. I am smiling from ear to ear. If you could see me now, I look like some kind of weird meme. Now, Ian down at Doble's Motorcycles said I would enjoy this. He's the general manager. So don't forget to go and give him a hug when you see him. You know how these test rides go. I've got to tell you to go and give him a hug and tell him it's from me. Yeah, my wrists are aching, but do I care? Nope, not one iota. This is masses of fun, masses of fun. You could get yourself in trouble with this bike, that's for sure. A whole heap of trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out to Box Hill car park and have a little bit of walk round so I can show you guys some of the stuff on this bike. We go through the dash and some other stuff. Once again, for full specification, I shall drop that in the descriptions box below, so check that out, because you know I'm going to miss stuff, and me and gadgetry are not the greatest of friends when it comes to describing it to you guys. She feels so sweet, and I tell you what, these brakes are sublime. They've got so much feel to them. They're fantastic. So let's go and have a little look round at this 2019 FIREBLADE. Right, so here we have for you the brand new 2019 Honda CBR1000RR FIREBLADE. It's got a few changes for this year. They reckon about 200 and something little changes that they've got with this. I'm not going to be able to tell you probably any of those, because most of them are, I believe, electronics and stuff like that. So we're going to do our best. Obviously, if you want to know anything about this bike, check out the specifications below from Honda. Obviously, they know what they're doing. I'm just a fool that rides a bike. Right, we shall start from the ground up and go around. You know how it goes, you've been here before. Let's start with the wheels. 17-inch front, 17-inch back, and we're running Dunlop Sport Max tyres on this. On the front you've got a 120/70/17, and on the rear you've got, let me guess, a 190. I was going to go 180. A 190/50/17 on the back there. And so far, so good. I mean, I haven't gone over the edge. I mean, you can see how new these tyres are. They've still got the chalk mark on. I believe this bike's probably only got about 2 miles on when I picked it up. So we've gone easy on the tyres, and we're going to go easy on the way back. So don't expect Marc Marquez unless it's the bit where he falls off. I can do that bit. Right, back to the front. Twin discs Takiko calipers on this and ABS, and that's the same On the rear, obviously, ABS, and it's got Takiko, no, it's got Nissin calipers on the back. So Takiko on front, Nissin on the back. Upside down forks on there that are adjustable from these little gizmos up here. You guys that know about suspension setup will know what these do. I just twiddle with them till I feel comfortable. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. You should probably get professional help when touching these. But if you know what you're doing, you know what these are all about, and they're pretty good adjustable. And on the rear is adjustable as well. You've got the little gizmo around the other side. That's a technical term, gizmo, just in case you're wondering. They're the adjustments on this bit here. The exhaust is titanium, and it sounds pretty good. It's quite quiet, but it sounds okay. Looks nice for a standard exhaust, but I guess most of you guys will chuck that in the bin and get a nicer sounding one. Right, engine wise is an inline 4, it's 1000cc there or thereabouts, pushing out around 190 brake horsepower, so no slouch at all. And as I said before on the way up here, I think it's about 114 newton meters of torque, however they measure it now. So it's pretty good. It's got a nice low down rev range to it, as in it pulls off nice, it's not jerky, it's really smooth. I like that. Throttle is throttled by wire, which is nicer. It means the computer system can take control of a lot of the engine stuff and do that for you, so that's much nicer than just having a cable throttle. Foot pegs are just your normal metal, and your rear one's metal as well. Nice simple hanger, big hero blob. I'm going to get that down on the way back from here. No, I'm not really. There's no chance of me getting that down. If I've got that down, it means I've fallen off. So we shall try not to do that. Got a nice brake here. As I said on the way up here, the brakes have got really nice feel, even the rear. I mean, I haven't used them in anger to stop and put it on its nose or lock the back up or try to lock the back up. It's got ABS, it won't do that. But it's got nice feel, and you can slow down really quickly. It does stop this bike quite quick. Round this side, as I said in most of my videos, is like the other side, but it's this side. You've got your gear shift on here, nice short shift on that. This hasn't got a quick shifter, but I'm sure in the catalogue there is one for this. Foot hanger, nice and simple, and again the rear peg. Not a lot else on this side. Right, so let's go through the lights. I have got the engine running because the battery was a little bit low when I picked it up, so I don't want to risk leaving the lights on and then getting stranded here. So we'll have a look at the front and then the rear. Let's just turn an indicator on. On the front, full LEDs, both sides light up, which you know I like, and the indicators which are on the back of the mirror stay on permanently and flash when they're on. As you can see, you're not idiots, you can see this. On the back you've got full LEDs again. The indicators, they do not stay on, but they do flash, obviously, because that's part and parcel of their job. And at the top there you've got your rear light and your brake light. The brake light is in the middle, obviously the one that's not on at the moment, and your rear light is the one that looks like a smiley face, like it's having a good time. On the back here, I'd put a tail tidy on there, although this one's not too bad, bit plasticky, but I would take that off, tidy that up, stick your number plate under there, your indicators, and that'll look pretty sweet on the back. But you know how I feel about these big things here. Some bikes they suit, some bikes they don't, and when they're sporty, they're kind of meant to be quite slick at the back, but they have to put these on for rules and regulations. Right, I've pulled the grab rail strap thing off. I don't like these things. I'll take them off straight away so I can have a little look under the seat, because what that does, it stops it from coming off because it goes over the top here. Right, under there, small toolkit, and that's about it. You can't get much else in there. You might get your phone under there. You won't get a sandwich in there, so you're going to go hungry. Take some extra cash with you because you're going to have to eat out. Right, so we're going to leave the strap like that because I can't be bothered to try and put it over the top. As I said, I'll just unscrew that and take that off anyway. Right, so let's have a little look at the dash and the bar area. Let's have a little look at the startup sequence. There you go, all exciting stuff. I'm going to have to leave the engine running for this one, again because of the battery issues. I'm not sure what the charge is on this. It's all brand new and I don't want to get stranded here, so you're going to have to put up with the engine noise in the background, I'm afraid. Right, on here, on the left hand side of the bar, obviously you've got your clutch, you've got a hazard warning light here, you've got a lap timer button on the back, which is obviously for tracks, not for the M25 people, that's for tracks. You've got your full beams here and your push to pass, which is your flasher here. You've got a horn here, your indicator button underneath. Now here you've got your modes. At the moment I've got it on this setting here, which is your rider modes. If I scroll through that, I'm on mode 3 at the moment, which I believe is the most intrusive, as in it helps you the most from the package. So you've got mode 2 there. You've got mode 1, and then you've got user 2 and user 1. So user 1 and user 2, you can set it up how you want to. And you've got power mode here, that's what the P's for. You've got a traction control here, and you've got a W here. Now that is a wheelie control. system as well, and engine braking here. Now this is different to the last model. The wheelie control and traction control on the last model was all in one. So you had to sort of like set up the traction control to get the wheelie under control, whereas this model you can control the wheelies slightly different, so you don't have to muck around too much with the traction control. Then if I press the mode button, we go over to here, which is your total miles, and that's got a trip A, well it's actually trip B, and then trip A, and then back to your total miles. Press the mode again and you're over to this bit here, which is the gimmicky Honda rev counter thing. See, it goes up. You have got a rev counter around the outside, but this one goes up as well. And if I press it again, it goes elapsed time, which again is to do with tracks. Well, I would use it for tracks anyway. You can use it for anything you want. It's got average speed, and it's got trip A consumption and average consumption, which is 7.7 miles per litre at the moment, and instant consumption. And then back to your revs. Right, on the dashboard, up here in the left hand corner, you've got your clock, then you've got your rev around here, and these are your shift lights here. You can set them how you want. The user manual will tell you how to do that. I haven't got a clue, but these are your shift lights, your rev counter, your management of your engine here, your engine control. You've got your heat in the middle here, your engine temperature, your miles per hour, your gear shift, and a little thing telling me I've got my side stand down. Around the outside, full beams, you've got your Honda security light, you've got your fuel light, you've got your oil pressure light, you've got your indicator left, and you've got your traction control up here, which is on, and if it's off, that will come on there. You can turn it off. And over here, engine temperature warning light, right hand indicator, ABS, which goes off at 5 miles an hour, neutral light. Down here, I can't actually see what that says. It's got some letters on it, but I don't know. And then engine management light. So that's about it for the dashboard. Oh, we need to do the right hand of the handlebars as well. So we got brake, which is adjustable, throttle, start, stop. There you go, that's that covered. The clutch is not adjustable for some reason. Don't know why. Be nice if it was. I mean, it's not too much of an issue for me. It's about the right size and distance away, so it's fine. But for some people, they'd like that adjustable. Right, so that's that. As you could tell, I'm not the most genial when it comes to describing the technical stuff on a bike, but it is a lovely bike to ride, and that's what these videos are about. What are they like to ride? And I really like this bike. I would get myself in trouble if I owned one. I'm going to hold my hands up now and say 100% I would get myself in trouble. You don't have to, it's just me. I know what I'm like, and I would, because this bike is nice to ride fast. It's really easy to ride fast as well. Let's get back on with this test ride. I'm going to change the battery on the camera. We're going to go back out. I'm going to head down these little country lanes. I don't know why I'm pointing, because you have no idea what is behind this bush, but there are some country lanes. You've seen them in other videos. They are very bumpy, tight, twisty, narrow. Well, not so twisty, but very narrow, and they're fun. I like riding them. So I'm going to take this bike on the roads I like to ride, and then we're going to do a summary. I'm going to tell you whether I like the bike, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Would I buy one? Would I have one in the garage? You know how it goes. You've watched these videos before. So we're going to go and do that now. We're going to go have a little bit more fun. So I shall see you in a minute. So that's the walk round done. We're going to head down these little bumpy country lanes, as I said, and have a little bit of fun, have a play. Brand new tyres and lack of talent, not a great combination. However, this computer system on here is doing wonders for me. I feel like I'm great. I'm not, but I feel like I am. Let's have a bit of a giggle. Jeez, this road is bumpy. This computer system on here is doing a great job of making me look good. I can feel the bike kind of wants to do its own thing, but the computer's saying, nope, bring it all back in line, son, bring it all back in line. And it is marvellous. It really is marvellous. Get out the way, car, we're having a play. tyres are actually quite grippy. Considering they're brand new, I'm very impressed. Oh, that was a big bump. I might not be able to have kids anymore now. Oh, I really like this bike, I really do. I'm a little bit scared to take the full Monty package off and have it on full power like track mode. But it certainly does give you confidence. Round the bends, it is sublime. She sounds pretty good too. I do like the sound, considering it's got a normal can on, a standard can. She does sound pretty good. Right, so it's time to head back to the shop now because I haven't got this bike for long because it is brand new out. Conclusion, quick summary, ergonomics pretty good. I've got used to it now. My arms are still aching, my wrists still hurt, but I can forgive it that because I knew it was going to do that before I got on it. The seat is pretty comfortable. There's a lot of wiggle room. It does tuck me up right onto the tank, so my gentleman bits are not that comfortable. Wind protection, virtually none. If you could tuck down under the screen, you will get some, or get a bigger screen and you'll be all right. But as I sit, pretty much none. But the wind blast hits me low enough so it doesn't buffet my head around, so that's nice. Mirrors, pretty rubbish. I can see my elbows. If I want to see behind me, I've got to lift my arm. Dashboard, love it. I love a TFT dashboard. It doesn't seem to have a fuel gauge though, which is bloody annoying. It comes up with low here and the fuel light comes on, but apart from that, it doesn't have a fuel gauge. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a button I need to press to get that up, but that's a no-no in my books. Come on people, always have a fuel gauge. Handling wise, better than I am, that's for sure. Handles really sweetly, gives me confidence, really easy to throw around, feels really light. It goes from side to side so sweetly. I'm not banging it around like I'm on a track. I'm just an average rider, a guy who rides the roads. I'm sure people will take this on the track, as I've said before, and then hammer it and tell you their opinion on it from a track point of view. But for just riding around the roads, riding slightly quickly, it's pretty good. I get on with it, I like it. Engine, beautiful. It's a peach. It really is smooth. It's not jerky at low revs, which I was kind of expecting. Any big bike, I kind of expect it a little bit on-off at those lower revs, but this is really smooth, so you can filter through traffic and just ride every day with no problems. Power wise, plenty of power for me. 190 brake horsepower. Do you know what, that's more than enough. I'm happy with half of that, so 190 is more than I will probably ever use. I love the computer system on here. I love the modes. I love that on modern bikes. I love the way the computer takes care of things, like you can dose down the power in the rain. You can have the traction control up. This one's got wheelie control, as I said. The wheelie control is different to the traction control, so you can alter both. And it's got engine braking as well. It's on 1, which I'm not sure if that's minimum or maximum. I'd say it's minimum for the way it sort of like doesn't slow down when you shut off the throttle. I like a bit more engine braking, and I know I can dial that in if I wish to. All in all, pretty good bike. Pretty good bike. Very, very impressed. The only thing that lets this bike down is me and my broken bits. It makes it slightly uncomfortable. Right, so the $1 million question is, would I buy one of these bikes? Right, so let me answer that for you now. Yes, I would. Not as an only bike, I think you guys know that, but as a fun bike, as that Sunday blaster. Yeah, I love it. I really love it. I mean, I say I would have one if it was given to me. I wouldn't pay for one, but if Honda wants to give me one, I'd quite happily ride around on it, because it's not that comfortable, but the grin factor and the fun factor is immense. It really is fun. One for the garage, definitely. One to pay for, not so sure. But definitely a pose on a Sunday or a blaster. Take it on a track day. So yeah, fantastic bike. Once again, thank you to Doble's Motorcycles down in Coulsdon for giving me the keys and a drop on this one again. If you're down in the area, give them a shout. Once again, the description to their website or their website link will be down below. Also, the specifications for this, the 2019 FIREBLADE, will be down there as well, because you know I've missed out loads of stuff for this. So go and check that out. You can see all the gumph down there, all the gadgetry for you geeks. You'll love it. And if you are in the area and you're down at Doble's, you know what to do. Head in there, go up to Ian, the general manager, give him a massive hug from me, say Mr. Fish sent you, because he really, really loves them. So that just leaves me to say, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to do all those things that you need to do. I shall see you on the next one. So from me, on the brand new 2019 CBR1000RR FIREBLADE. You know I love you all. Stay safe. Fish out.
Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead and get gone.